Intercontinental Sport TV. Istv. It is what it is. Istv. Come on, let's do this. Yes, you're welcome to the show. Welcome everybody. This is the Dawn. All right. I know people match me. Everybody's ready to brutalize me. I'm talking about Manchester United in the mud. People. Oh, I don't care. All right. I'm not here alone, you people. I'm always here with my great team. Really, what's going on? What's going on? Talk to me. How you doing? You're live. Can you hear me? Yeah, I barely hear you well. Yeah. Okay. So what's going on, bro? You're welcome to the show. Omokunle Koizi. Koizi to be a Man U fan. But
I'm happy, kind of.
You are what?
I'm happy.
Damn. What are you talking about?
Because, I think we should look at it this way. Look, if we had beaten Sevilla, right?
Eh.
Doesn't guarantee that we are winning that Europa League because you still have AS Roma. You're going to face a Jose Mourinho, who you know, I mean, our former manager who loves to win cup competitions like anything else.
Yes.
Then who is still in the competition? Who also progressed? There is still a Bayern Leverkusen who are doing very well.
Yeah.
Then Juventus.
Yeah.
Juventus is there.
They're still there. Yeah.
So it's only going to get more challenging. And I think people do not seem to realize that this we have been stretched. Our players have started getting injuries. You understand? They are getting injured. They're getting injuries. So I mean,
Mm.
it's really, really stretching them. So I'm
All
happy.
right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I know there's so much to talk about, but let me welcome this gentleman. Shaya, you are live. What's going on, bro? Talk to me. Chelsea people, what's going on? You're welcome. No
Yeah, good
smiling.
evening, Don. It's great to be back on the show.
All right.
Like I said previously, we shouldn't have thought much about Chelsea against Real Madrid. There was
Yeah.
no chance of them coming back, so I guess they got what they deserved. So yeah, I guess it's great to be on the show and analyze and talk football again.
All right. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Let's welcome. This man is always tantalizing and also sugarizing. I'm talking about Robbie. Robbie, you're welcome to the show. What's going on, bro?
Amayo.
Uche, Uche. Robbie,
Man, I am enjoying every minute of this particular. Good evening, guys. It's good to be on the show once again. I don't know why I'm laughing this morning. Oh
Why?
I don't know why he's laughing, Kole. I
don't
don't just know. I just don't know. Ah, nobody. All right, let me work on this another man. Great man. I call him Prof. People call him Prof. Prof, I love Prof. Chelsea. Prof, you're welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening,
I love that voice. Yes.
It's good to be on the show today. A lot to talk about. The Champions League is just gone by. We also have the English Premier League back on us and the FA Cup as well. And also the Europa League. So yeah, let's dive into it.
All right, let's dive into it. Please smash a like on the video. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. No dulling, no wasting of time. All right, people. Quick debate about this. I'm going to start up with you, Kunle. On this one, quick debate, Kunle, on this one, because I intended asking just people, but I think we're all in this, so I'm calling everybody to speak on this question. If Arsenal finishes second, and of course third, trophyless, and Man U finishes third, including Carabao Cup, who would have a better season? Kunle, start.
I think some people already know my disposition to this. Yes. Arsenal have had a better season. Yeah, I know you know. Arsenal have had a better season. I think yesterday clearly showed that Manchester United, there is still a lot.
Kunle, they say you should put your earpiece so that they can hear you very well.
But you can hear me now.
Hey, now it's better.
Can they hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, good. So like I said that yesterday actually showed that Manchester United still have a very long way to go, even though Eric Ten Hag has done a very, very good job in actually enabling the team get results. But it still shows that there are cracks in that team, because as you can clearly see, it is very difficult for the team to hold on to a lead. Even when they lead, it is difficult. I still maintain that even from that first leg of last week, if Bruno Fernandes and all those players had played 90 minutes, I can bet you that Sevilla would still have found their way back because United just struggle to control games. But then you look at an Arsenal team. Arsenal are where they are because they've been able to control games. We've seen Arsenal in the past where there are some games where they have beaten them, but I think they've only lost maybe three times this season or thereabouts, or is it 4 times? I don't know. I don't know their lost count, but we've seen consistency. We've seen them play like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of way where you control the game from it. Although yes, it seems they've probably regressed a bit lately, where they've lost 2 goal leads against Liverpool and West Ham.
Two times, 2 games in a row.
It happens, okay? It happens. You can't, and let's not forget that Arsenal themselves are still in transition. It's not like as if Arsenal is a perfect team like Manchester City. So, I mean, and this thing has been building, okay? Mikel Arteta has been there since 2020 or 2019. So it's a gradual thing, right? And as far as I'm concerned, I think Arsenal have shown that they are ahead of Manchester United based on what Arteta has been doing, in previous years. Maybe from next season, maybe we can now say Manchester United will have a better season based on whatever happens with the team, who Ten Hag buys, and how the team begins to play. But if we are going to go by this season, Arsenal have had a better season than Manchester United.
All right, Kunle, fine. That's your own opinion. But let me ask Sheye. Sheye, what's your thought about this? What's your stand? Do you think Arsenal has a better season than Manchester United? Give me your point. Give me your point, Sheye.
I must apologize because I'll disappoint you, the Don, because this is an easy debate in my opinion. I feel I feel Arsenal have had the better season. Because one thing I always look at is it seems consistency in a league campaign as opposed to a good run in cup competitions. Yes. And looking at Arsenal's performances in the league, they've been mostly consistent up until the recent draws against Liverpool and West Ham. And of course, we know they had the 3-game winless run against was it Brentford, Everton, and Man City earlier, I think in February. But apart from those two mini droughts, they've been mostly consistent. The way they control games, I still feel Man U are not at that level yet. Of course, they've made progress under Eric Ten Hag, but I still feel that they are way behind in terms of their development. So obviously, you can't say they've had the better season because they won the Carabao Cup. I feel Arsenal's consistency, which you can tell over performances over the course of a league campaign, Arsenal have been obviously superior, so I would pick Arsenal if we're to have the argument.
I can't believe this. Is this Istv?
So maybe Prof will have a different point of view.
All right. Let's move on. Let me call on Robbie. Robbie, onto this one now. This question is trending right now. What's your take on this? Arsenal having better season. So 2-0 now. 2-0. Go ahead, Robbie.
I'll actually come from a 2-point front on this particular topic. Is Arsenal having a better season than Man United? I would say no. Why? Because United have a trophy in hand. That is the Carabao Cup. And the reason, wait now, I said I'll come from 2 fronts. In that is the essence of each league season is to compete for as much trophy as possible. And yes, the Carabao Cup might be the least of the trophies or the least of the most important trophies on display, but United have been able to get one of those trophies, and it has been a very long time that since United were able to get something at the end of the season. Last year they didn't get a trophy, 2 years ago they didn't get, 3 years ago they didn't get it, and it is coming on the back of the fact that they just employed a new manager. In fact, I think today makes it a year that Eric Ten Hag was appointed as the manager for United, so it tells you that a lot of work has actually been done coming to this point. So that is 1. 2. On the other front is United having a better season than Arsenal. I would say no. Why? Because United have actually been disappointing if you actually look at the season overall. United have been very, very disappointed. I think United's brilliance has come off the back of the fact that the teams they played against or the teams they defeated did not press or did not stress United as much as they should. So maybe you could say that United had a little bit element of luck in some of their games. The second leg against Arsenal is a case in point. Arsenal pressed till they got that winner. United were more or less waiting for the referee to just rescue them so that they could just run away back to Old Trafford with a point. So for Arsenal, I think Arsenal has showed everybody that they have grit, that they have steel, and of course that they can play exciting football. I cannot pinpoint, maybe I can just pinpoint maybe one or two performances this season for United where United were exciting to watch. But Arsenal has been consistent from the beginning of the season till this point in time.
But no trophy.
Yes, you are right. But no trophy. But we're talking about a team that you can beat your chest and say this team has a chance going up against the best teams so far. I will pick Arsenal, and I'll give another example before I actually leave this story. If we look at Arsenal has played against Manchester City how many times this season? Arsenal has not. They were not beaten hands down the way United were beaten hands down this season. Against Man City, United conceded 6 goals. And like I tweeted this morning, that anytime United want to implode this season, they implode in emphatic fashion. They conceded 4 against Brentford, 6 against Manchester City, 3 against Arsenal, 7 against Liverpool. And for heaven's sakes, which team concedes goal like that you call a big team? So this is not, and even look at the display of Chelsea against Real Madrid. They consider only 2 goals. In each of the legs, 4 goals in aggregate. I can tell you that if United plays against Real Madrid, United will not consider anything less than 7 or 8 against this Real Madrid side.
Never.
Okay. So as it is, over the course of the season, to wrap up my point, I think Arsenal has done well in terms of performance, but in terms of trophy, I think United has an edge over Arsenal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kule, hold on. I know you see.
No. I want to come to Robbie. Can he hear me?
All right.
Can Robbie hear me, please?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. I want to disagree. It's not even on that one, but I want to disagree where you said that United have had a bit of maybe luck. I can understand that United have not played well in some games here, but see, or where you said maybe some teams did not press well and all. I think I disagree with that. In as much as United is not still there, at least United have, in some points, been able to show that they can actually do press. I mean, that's why you have the likes of Anthony. You've had the likes of Wout Weghorst, who have come in. But the problem is that the team.
I will never agree with you when it comes to that name, Anthony. I will not agree with you today. I will agree with you tomorrow. I will not agree with you for the duration of his contract. That guy is not a United material and is not the kind of footballer you can put your money on to say this guy can change the game. He is playful and he carries no threat whatsoever. All right, continue, sir.
Well, I believe Eric Ten Hag, who many have credited, will disagree with you, because don't forget that it is this same Eric Ten Hag who took this boy from Brazil all the way to Ajax. And if you look at his Ajax numbers, he wasn't bad. This guy had almost 40-something goal involvement in 80-something appearances. And I feel maybe Anthony isn't doing well because the United team still does not have the players that will make him thrive. Maybe the players that made him thrive were in Ajax, okay? So I feel it is very difficult. I mean, let's look at the goals. He has scored some very good goals for us that gave us a point. So if you feel, that's fine. But what I am trying to point out is that don't say that it was maybe we've had a bit of luck. We can't have this kind of luck for it to have sustained us to this point.
Yes.
Because the luck would have run out long time ago. Yes. Right? But if you look at the way we score our goals, look at the transitions. That is not luck. That is actually due to the team actually doing some things on the training ground, which are working. So it's all about consistency. And that is why I said Arsenal, for me, have been the better team, because Arsenal have shown that better
of consistency. That is why they still remain at the top till this point. I mean, even if they lose this title, it is probably going to go to the very last day of the season. When
All right.
last did us
All right.
last were asked in that kind of challenge?
All right,
So
Kunle.
that's
All right. Yeah, let me call on Prof to shed more light on this. Prof, you're welcome to the show. Talk to
Yeah,
me,
thank
bro.
you.
What's going on?
Yeah, thank you so
All
much.
right.
It's an interesting topic. First off, it says if Arsenal finishes second at the end of the season, and the United obviously maybe in Champions League places with Carabao Cup, who has had a better season? I suppose it depends on how you want to look at it. Um, Arsenal have had an exponential growth. Nobody expected them to be at this position that they are right now. So they've grown rapidly, But as far as I'm concerned, if they finish second, that doesn't add anything to their history as a football club. It just disappears this season forever. Whatever they've done this season disappears, and it's not being counted as part of their history if they don't win a trophy to back it up. But you cannot say that for United, who have added a trophy to their cabinet. I'm just a little bit surprised when people nail the likes of Harry Kane for not having a trophy to back his career, and in the same breath says diminishes the Carabao Cup that Man United have won. I think it's hypocritical. Harry Kane has done tremendously in his career, but he's still nailed on the cross for not having been won a trophy. It's still a stake used to beat him till tomorrow. But United have put a trophy on board. If United finishes in top four, Arsenal finishes in top four, I don't care whether one person challenges or not. Both of them have qualified for Champions League places. So you have to win the trophy for me to say that. That's why I said it depends on how you look at it. But for me, you have to have won something to say that you've had a better season.
Yeah.
Exponential growth. They could have grown properly today. They could have grown so much today, Arsenal Football Club, to challenge us. But does that mean they will do something next season? No. We've had teams burst into the top four, and next season they fumble. You know what I mean? So I would say, like I said, it depends on how you want to look at it. But I would say, if United finishes in top four with the trophy and Arsenal, finishes second, I think I'll go for the team who's won the trophy.
Please. I love sorry. I want to come up. I love this comment I am seeing here. Okay. That is exact. You can't if you guys are using trophies. See, the problem with using trophies as yardstick is that
sorry, Kunle, before you go on, this person has gotten the argument wrong. Okay, the debate says the debate says at the end of the season. Hold on.
That's what you are saying, so, Prof. Yeah, don't come to that one. See, Prof, that's where I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you tonight. Yes, I am ready. Because
Prof, you want fight?
I'm ready to fight with you because when it comes to Guardiola, you see nothing wrong in him. But the truth is, City can actually go without winning anything. But that's what we're saying. That it is not about. So you see, the problem is that trophies. Okay, let me give an instance now. Have AC Milan and Inter Milan, have they had a good season so far? No, but they are in the Champions League semi-finals. And they might actually reach the final and they might win it, right? But if you look at their season as a whole, would you really say it was, would you really say it was that superb when you know that in the group stage they struggled?
I have to agree with you, Kunle. I have to agree with you, Kunle.
So I agree with you. But look at Arsenal. Did Arsenal struggle this season for much of this season? Anybody can win. Anybody can win. Look, it's a cup competition. All those cup competitions, Nottingham Forest could have reached the final, could have beaten United, and they would reach the final and they would win it. But they are in the relegation battle. Look at West Ham. West Ham are having a relegation battle, and they are in the Europa Conference League semi-finals. They can win it. Does that mean West Ham have had a good season because they won the Europa Conference League when they were struggling, when they were almost relegated? That's why I feel sometimes trophies do not paint the true picture. It is the performance you have week in, week out on the pitch. In the case of Manchester City, if Man City end up not winning anything, if maybe they get beaten in the semi-finals of the Champions League, and maybe let's say they get beaten in the semi-finals of maybe the FA Cup, or maybe they get beaten this weekend, I'm just saying, and they don't win the Premier League, I don't think it will mean that that's been a bad season, because we have seen how City were very consistent for much of the season, where even people would still say that they were probably still the best team in Europe. So the fact that maybe a trophy doesn't come doesn't mean that it's that consistency, because you know that come on, next season they'll have a go at it and they'll probably do it. So it's that consistency.
That is why I said to you that the fact that Arsenal have been consistent this season doesn't mean anything for next season. Next season is a total different ball game. Everybody's
No,
going to start
no,
on
no,
a
no, no,
fresh.
no, no,
Hold on,
no.
let me speak. Let
No,
me
it
speak.
shows no,
Wait,
Prof. You are
wait. Let
wrong.
me
You are
finish. Let
wrong.
me
No, no,
finish.
no.
No,
No, what it
Spurs.
means
Spurs
is
are
that they
finished
will
second before, right?
continue into it. No, that's what
Spurs,
it
Spurs are
means.
finished second, but till tomorrow. Hold on, but till tomorrow, everybody beats Spurs with the stick of they are Spursy. They cannot win a trophy. I tell you, Spurs has won if they won the Carabao Cup in the next 5 years, all these talks of being the Spursy, being this, will not say anything. Will not be talking about it. Harry
Okay,
Kane will not be talking
oh,
about it. The fact that Kane
okay,
must leave, all the
okay.
arguments Kane must leave to
Yeah,
do this, we'll not talk about it.
they,
And a
okay,
trophy is very, very important. And
okay,
I tell
wait,
you,
okay,
whatever Arsenal has
oh,
done this season will be diminished and be forgotten. All we talk about Liverpool
wait,
when they competed with City is 97 points. Look at
yeah,
Reti. When we spoke in the group,
yes,
Reti was said he doesn't want to remember that season. You worked so hard, 97 points, you still did not get anything. They had
yes,
opportunities to win a trophy, 4 different competitions, and they've so far so good. They've not won anything. And if they don't win the Premier League, I tell
mhm.
you, nothing has been added to their history. Their good performances will not be added.
Okay,
So I
okay,
don't know how
wait,
it depends on how
oh,
you want to look at it.
Oh.
That's what I feel.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. We want to look at the table. After still 4 points, they'll be playing in a short while today. Am I right? They are playing today.
Yes, they're playing Southampton.
Southampton, yeah, they're playing in a moment. So we're gonna watch the match. I think that's the reason why we didn't see his and co. And anybody that know their number, they should come into the show right now. They can't start the pressure. The pressure is too high. It's too high right now. Let's look at the fixtures for this week. We said Asa is going to play today in a couple of an hour now. So we're going to go for that match. And also on Saturday is going to be between... But before we go into Saturday, the game today, if you look at it, Prof, what will you say about this game, Arsenal versus Southampton?
It's a high pressure game for Arsenal fans. Definitely, they know it's the game before the real game, the big game. They'll be facing Man City next week Wednesday, so they know that for them to go into that game, they have to win this one. They've let down 4 points in their last 2 games, haven't been 2-0 up, so they have a lot to prove in this match. I think they want to go out and win convincingly. They are obviously massive favorites to win the game. Southampton always give them problem at the St. Mary's Stadium, but not at the Emirates. I think Arsenal will go to this game all guns blazing in front of their fans. Friday night football, the fans will be ready for it. They'll be cheering them on, and Arsenal players too will be up for it. So I think they want to make this a statement game, a statement result. They want to win and win convincingly to avoid any doubts going into the game against Man City at the Etihad Stadium. So for this one, I think it's an easy win for Arsenal.
An easy way for us time. Also, let me shout out to this guy, Nubian. Nubian has been following us this way. Nubian Prince, thank you so much, bro. One love anywhere you are right now. And going into the game, I think it's a very big game, Kunle, for Arsenal tonight. How important is the game for Arsenal?
Definitely it is, because if
no bleep, no sleep.
Yeah, they can't do that, because this is an opportunity to go ahead of Manchester City, who don't play this weekend, right? So an opportunity, like, they just have to win. But it's going to be still be difficult, because Southampton need to get out of the relegation zone. So it's at this point, it is going to be difficult to say a game against any team that is battling for relegation is going to be. It's going to be, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be easy. This is not
straightforward.
Yeah, easy or straightforward. Exactly. Yes, thank you for that. So Arsenal need to be on their toes. If they have the lead, they need to make sure that they protect it till the very end. Not the one that once Southampton comes, maybe scores a goal. If Southampton should score, you hit them back. Don't give them an opportunity to put pressure on you. No, that shouldn't happen.
All right. Moving on to Saturday, that's tomorrow. Fulham will be welcoming Leeds United, while Brentford doing the same thing, welcoming Aston Villa. Crystal Palace also welcoming Everton, while Wolves is going to travel all the way to Leicester City. The same thing is going to happen to Nottingham Forest. We'll be traveling all the way to Anfield. That's Liverpool. And on Sunday is going to be a game. There's going to be FA Cup tomorrow and also on Sunday. But on Sunday, EPL game is Bournemouth versus West Ham. Likewise, another big game over the weekend is the game between Newcastle, who will be welcoming Spurs. It's going to be another cracking game over there. But let me start with Newcastle. Robbie, on Sunday, the Newcastle is a big game. I want you to talk about it. What's your thoughts about the game, Newcastle versus Spurs?
For Newcastle against Spurs, I think it is more or less all to play for both teams. Newcastle are fourth on the table. Tottenham are fifth on the log. And 3 points for the two of them will do them a lot of good. Newcastle are about, I think, 3 points behind United. And of course, United will not be, that is on Premier League duties this weekend because of their FA Cup tie. So it is also one way for them, just like Arsenal need to do it against Southampton. Newcastle need to pick that very, very valuable 3 points to pile the pressure on United as well. And for tonight, sincerely, I think my heart tells me that Newcastle, which is more or less the most consistent of the two teams, I believe Newcastle will be able to get something out of this because last weekend they lost, and I will tell you the truth, it was a disappointing loss against Aston Villa. 3 goals to nothing against Aston Villa. I could not believe my ears, and I could not even believe what I saw from that game. So it just tells you that 3 points today is a must for Newcastle, and I believe they will be able to bounce back from that disappointing loss last week.
Yes. Moving on to the next game I want us to talk about is I think Brentford and Everton. Brentford versus Aston Villa. Sheye, are you there? Are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, look at the game, Brentford versus Aston Villa. What's your take on this game? Brentford, they are sitting on, I think Brentford is on number 9, while Aston Villa is already in number 6 in the position. What's your thought about this game?
Well, I think Aston Villa are favorites, obviously, because going by the form table, I think we've said it several times on this show that since Henry took charge of Aston Villa, they've been more or less one of the top 3 best sides in terms of results. They got a really huge win over Newcastle last weekend, which I did not see coming. I thought it was going to be a tighter affair, but Villa were able to romp to a 3-0 win. So facing Brentford this weekend, obviously Brentford have lost a bit of form in recent weeks. They lost the lead 3 times against Brighton a few weeks back. They were beaten by Newcastle on their turf, and then last weekend they were beaten by Wolves as well. So they seem to be going through a pretty rough patch. So that's why I will back Aston Villa. They are in better form. Ollie Watkins has been tremendous, particularly away from where he has scored in his last 6 or 7 away matches. So I feel obviously Villa are the favourites for this one. So I'll back them for the win. All
right. Let's move on to the FA Cup semi-final. United will be facing Kunle on this game. Brighton, Omatofo. I mean,
why? Why?
All this game we are playing, Abi, now. No, do you think you can? I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. We have injuries and so on and so forth. The spirit, for the lineup, I thank God say that Maguire. But we are still coming to to analyze the game that happened yesterday, both in Champions League and also in Europa. But with this game, FA Cup, I just want us to quickly talk about it. And I'm handling this to you, Kunle. The 2 games, Manchester United versus Brighton. Likewise, Man City versus Sheffield United. What do you think is coming out? How do you see the game for the FA Cup, Kunle?
Okay. Let me start with Man City, Sheffield United. I believe that that should be an easy game for. Yes, even if Pep Guardiola should alter his team by resting Alvarez, by resting Kevin De Bruyne,
Haaland.
Even if he rests his key players, I still believe they can get the win.
The win.
Yeah, I still believe they can do that. So, but you can't tell. Guardiola might be interested in wanting to get, in wanting to see the game earlier, so he will start Haaland and all those people. And maybe if they are beating Sheffield United 4-0 at the end of the first half, they will remove all of them in the second half. So, I feel it will be an easy win for City. Um, but for Manchester United, Brighton.
Yeah.
You see, it's not because maybe Sevilla beats United, or maybe because Brighton play very good football. But you see, another thing, one factor I feel will help here is that Brighton are not under any pressure because reaching the FA Cup semi-final is is already an achievement for them.
Absolutely.
So they will go and play their game. It is Manchester United that will be under pressure because they lost in midweek. Right. So if they allow that pressure to be on them, that is where Brighton will just play their game and they will beat them.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's quickly look at the preview for the Champions League. The game played over the weekend. Real Madrid. We don't need to see. Do we?
Yeah.
Will they talk to me now?
Look at the badge. Sorry, look at see them. Best team in Europe. Best team in Europe.
I tell you, Real Madrid. Prof, I want to come for you on this one. I mean, I'm talking about the Champions League. Can you do a preview? Can I say review
on
of
Tuesday.
the
On Tuesday, first off, we saw. I'll talk about the Napoli Milan game. I think nobody really saw that coming. The Milan had lost. Napoli had lost the first leg at the San Siro. 1-0, and then we thought, okay, without us, they lost the game without Victor Osimhen. So we thought, the Max man coming, the talisman coming back into the fold at the Napoli Stadium. We thought it was going to at Maradona Stadium. We thought it was going to be, we thought Napoli were going to go on and win that game, but that wasn't the case. As a matter of fact, Olivier Giroud in the first half, I think, missed the penalty. 22nd minute, that would have almost killed the tie, and then it gave Napoli a lifeline. But in the second half, still in the first half, Olivier Giroud came back again from a cutback by Rafael Leao, who was tremendous in that game. Giroud scored, and then it was 2-0. The mountain was a little bit too much too high for Napoli to climb, and they came back very, very late at the 93rd minute. Osimhen scored a goal. That was after Kvaratskhelia had missed the penalty at the second minute. So it was an underwhelming Champions League performance from Napoli, who were favourites going into that one. And then the second match was obviously Chelsea versus Real Madrid.
I want you to go into that because you're a Chelsea fan. Tell us.
No, there's to be honest, there's really not too much to, like Sheye said, there's really not too much to read into the Chelsea Real Madrid game at Stamford Bridge, because we all knew that for me it was tie over. I think most people thought the tie was over as well. It was when you go down 2-0 to Madrid, you know that it's a difficult task, and Chelsea at this moment in time are lacking in confidence, in quality. They're lacking in almost everything you can think of at this moment in time. So it was a no-brainer that Madrid were going to qualify. I think Chelsea huffed and puffed in the first half. To be honest, they had chances. They could have taken. Cucurella had one. They had also a couple of chances that they could. They were the better side, to be honest. Chelsea in the first half, they were the better side. But when they changed the tactics in the second half and they came out looking for the goals, they were always going to concede. They were always going to leave the back open, and then Madrid came and hurt them. The Madrid showed lots of calmness, experience, and quality, and then they hurt them with 2 goals at the start.
All right, Prof. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you. Just there's these questions that I actually want to talk about in regards to Chelsea game. People are saying Lampard got the lineup wrong. And number 2, in those days of about Chelsea, when you had the likes of Terry, Lampard, even if you give, the kind of the spirit they have then, you always believe the tie is not over. You always know that anything can happen. All of a sudden, everything has changed. You can't even say Chelsea is going to win a game. So give me the analysis of the getting the game wrong. That's the lineup. because people are saying, "Oh, why is so?" Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no. I mean, with respect to what you said, I mean, every team has faced that. Every team can speak or can boast of a time when they had social quality players. I mean, your team used to have the likes of Harry Maguire behind, So everybody has come to a
Robbie,
point where even
Awaloba,
even Arsenal can, when Arsenal had the likes of Tony Adams and Co and Thierry Henry. So look, every team goes through this patch where you go through a period of your the best period in your time. You go through that period and then you're in a spell where things are not going well for you. I think Chelsea are in that situation right now, no doubt about it. With the whole changeover and the new board, the new members, or the new takeover, it's obvious that they are going through some teething problems, like I will call it. But talking about the match on the day, look, I cannot say that Frank Lampard got it wrong, because no matter the manager, it was Graham Potter that was there. I don't think he would have done anything differently. I can't look. Frank Lampard will not put the ball in the net for them. I've said this over and over. He won't do that. They got to positions that to advantage positions where they could have taken the shots or hit the target. They actually did. They had like almost 8 shots on target or thereabout. So Lampard will not put the ball in the net for them. So these are definitely the problem with Chelsea. Like I kept saying, is right now the attack is not doing justice at all. It's adding more problems to the team. They are not firing at this moment in time. They've not been firing for a long time. Even under Tuchel, when they won the Champions League, it was a goal or a couple of goals they have, and they shot the back door with obviously the 5 players that was at the back. So it's just they need a total overhauling for me, as far as I'm concerned, of that attack, and get players who are very confident to go on and win games for them. So yeah, that's how that one went with the Chelsea Madrid game. And then the next day we had Bayern Munich, Manchester City.
Yeah.
It was a very, very tall order for Bayern Munich. They couldn't. They were down 3-0. Haaland surprisingly missed the penalty. I think the ball even hit me where I was sitting in my sitting room. That's how high the ball was. So it was, but then he came back again, showed his quality and calmness in front of goal, and gave them the lead. And at 4-0, there was no way at all for Bayern Munich to come back into that game. And that was a formality for Man City. They were very, very professional in that game. 2 handballs, very suspect handballs that were given in that game, which I don't agree with. I think you have to look into that. You have to look into the rules, the handball rules. I think it's not a good watch at all. And then Inter Benfica was the last game. It's another surprising, well, not surprising, because Inter have the history, they have the the pedigree, Champions League pedigree than Benfica. So I think they showed their class, they showed they showed the fact that they showed that grit and that confidence that they've won it before and they belong in the Champions League. And they overcame the Benfica side, who recently have lacked confidence, and they've lacked confidence and quality in recent times. They've been losing games, so Inter was won that one, and they would set up a very tantalizing semi-finals with their rivals AC Milan. I think that's going to be a very, very interesting semi-final, and obviously the Man City Real Madrid. We're hoping to see a revenge. Well, I'm hoping to see a revenge. Man City revenge on Real Madrid. So yeah, that's how it went.
All right, over to you, Robbie, about the Europa game. It's not easy. It wasn't easy. Robbie, talk to me. The Europa game.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me this game to analyze, because I don't even know where to start off precisely.
Start somewhere. You have to start somewhere.
Okay. Let me ask this question. First and foremost, what exactly was David De Gea thinking yesterday? I just hope and I wish somebody can answer me. What was he thinking yesterday? Let me take you guys back to a particular match between United and Leicester City, where Harry Maguire was coming off the back of an injury, and Kelechi Iheanacho stole the ball off him, and United conceded from that error from Maguire. And I just begin to ask these questions. As a professional footballer that trains every single day of the week, there are members of your team, you know their capacity and you know their ability to be silly and their ability to be serious. There are some players you can give the ball in your 6 and you are confident that this man will shoot the ball, this man will give a one-touch pass, this man will return the pass back to me, or this man will clear the ball away and of course save us the embarrassment of conceding a very cheap goal. Harry Maguire is not that kind of player. Harry Maguire is not that kind of player. I saw.
Robbie, wait, Robbie.
Okay.
Is it Maguire?
Or that's wait. I am coming to the two of them. The goalkeeper initially was silly for passing that ball to Maguire, looking at the distance. That's what I'm saying. Looking at the distance between himself and Maguire, there were three players, Sevilla players pressing for the ball at that point in time. In fact, one of them was closer to the goalkeeper. And I like my father always say, why not just at some time? Why not just play local? Why not just throw the ball away and save everybody the stress of, okay, what happened there? I am so sorry. I thought he was going to do this. Harry Maguire is not the kind of player that is brilliant on the ball. Harry Maguire does not have this exceptional. That is what I'm saying. He asked for the ball. It is the goalkeeper's discretion. There is no rule in the book that says you must pass the ball to Maguire. There is no rule in the book that says that. At the end of the day, you said what?
Except if your manager instructed you to do that, play from the back.
Thank you. Except if your manager instructed you. But just like you rightly said right now, that there are some things the coach will not do for some players. The coach will not come to the field and put the ball in the back of the net. The coach will not come into the field and tell you to clear the ball away. The coach will not come into the field and tell you to square play the ball to your opponent. It is left to the discretion of the player at that point in time. Going into that game yesterday, United were not 100%. Why? Because of the way they bottled a 2-goal lead in the first leg at Old Trafford. And you are coming on the back of the fact that your choice centre-backs are injured going into that game. You do not gamble with somebody like Harry Maguire at the back. You do not gamble. There are games that United were winning or United were comfortable at that point in time until when Maguire came onto the field. And he almost cost the team through his suspect defending or maybe through some calamitous tackles he made at the point in time. So like I said,
are you saying it's not the problem of the game? I mean, sorry.
It is the problem of the goalkeeper.
Robbie, there's a feedback from your side. I'm hearing myself back. I don't know whether you can adjust.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I'm hearing myself.
Well,
there's a feedback.
What I have for Robbie is this: if you are saying Harry Maguire, you say you don't take a gamble on Harry Maguire, right? Who should not have played yesterday?
That's my point. I didn't say you don't take a gamble on Harry Maguire. I say you don't take a gamble on Harry Maguire at that part of the field. There was nobody obviously that could have played in the centre back position. And like I said, at that point in time, it was too early in the game. Why not just play the ball in and, of course, let everybody reset than pass the ball to Harry Maguire at that point in time? This is somebody you know does not have the intelligence to handle the ball well in that kind of position. Even Thiago, the wonder for Chelsea, would have done better. Koulibaly would have done better.
Let me.
And if we begin to list players, these players would have done better than Harry Maguire at that point in time.
It's easy to say when you're under pressure. It's easy to say.
Prof,
yes.
How do you see the? Just look at the
game.
To
be honest,
called for. Okay.
Yes. To be honest, I've seen it. I've watched it back. Okay, I think David De Gea was at fault because why I said so is look, you have to look at, first of all, you have to look at the quality of the player you're giving the ball to. Yeah.
Prof, God bless you. Thank you very much.
You know who Maguire is. Then secondly, as the goalkeeper, you can see the whole pitch. Maguire cannot see the whole pitch from where it was. You can see the whole pitch. Even if he called the ball, he could have done that instinctively. You as a goalkeeper, I think you should have judged the situation properly and not put him under so much pressure. I think it was, for me, two of them were faulty. Some people will look at the player who lost the ball. That's Harry Maguire. But if I'm going to gauge the blame, I think for me, I'll apportion more blame to David De Gea.
Sheye, listen to what they comment. Do you agree or disagree? Whose fault is the goal? Because
just to be clear, are we talking about the first goal or the third goal?
The first goal.
Okay, well, I think before Maguire got the ball from the here, I want to believe he surveyed his surroundings and he knew there was a player to his left. And then saying I'm hearing myself. Is it just?
Yeah, it's from
Okay.
Robbie.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead, go
I
ahead.
think I want to believe Maguire knew there was a player to his left, so that pass was really bemusing, to be honest. And knowing full well that Maguire was also under pressure, I think maybe you can say when I used to enter, you can say maybe the hair should have just played the ball long, because obviously Sevilla had pressed them into a corner and there was really no way out unless maybe he really trusted Maguire to play out from that situation. But I just feel ultimately the first pass was from the hair. You really can't foresee a mistake from your teammate. So maybe you can say he should have played it long, but then I don't think he would have foreseen the error from Maguire. So I think in a sense you can apportion blame to both of them, but I think ultimately I would side with Prof in the sense that knowing full well that the hair had the full picture of the pitch that played the ball long.
Where we sign 80 million something, and you guys are saying, I mean, it's not, we should all know that he should get out of
Maguire.
Do you think if you give Martinez that kind of ball, he will? The guy doesn't stand.
Exactly. You just said to prove my point. Now,
Wait,
Maguire
why are we
everything
still on?
but the
Wait,
ball
wait.
playing in that position. I don't think you expect Maguire to wriggle his way out. So look, that's why I said if it was Jorginho now, we all know all players that are very calm on the ball. They can wiggle their way out of that position with three players on them. The three Sevilla players were on Maguire already in a flash. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But the guy could see it. The guy just put him on that. He didn't know. He probably did not know that there were three of them on him. So he wanted to probably prove that he can play from the back or something. But three players were on him, so I think it was the guy's fault.
All right. Robbie, Europa League, we have Sevilla, Juventus, and also Roma versus Leverkusen. Could you finish up with this?
I think Roma stands a very, very good chance going into the finals. We all know what Jose Mourinho brings to the table, and this is somebody that is more or less a master tactician when it comes to European competitions. Let's not forget last year he won the first Europa Conference League title for that is in this particular competition as it is. So for Mourinho, I think Roma has a chance against Sevilla, and of course, if Roma actually gets a foothold in the first leg, I believe that they stand a chance in the second leg to make it through to the semi-finals. For Juventus, it is Sevilla against Juventus, not Roma against Sevilla. Okay, Juventus against Bayern Leverkusen against Roma. I think that is the tournament that has the former coach against his former player. That is Xabi Alonso against Jose Mourinho. So I think it's going to be a tough one. Bayern Leverkusen has been a surprise package in this particular tournament. They've been a surprise package for me personally. I think I want an all-Italian finals. So I'll be tipping Juventus to get the job done over Sevilla on the back of the fact that the 15 points already initially deducted from their points this season has been restored. So I think that is very good motivation for both in the Italian Serie A as well as Europe for them. And like I said, Roma, I think Jose Mourinho should be able to wriggle his way out of the challenge from Leverkusen. So for the finals, I'll be tipping Juventus against Roma in the finals.
Wow. Prof, what about the Champions League? And I still want to talk about the Champions League. Let me try and project it. Who do you think is going to go into the final? Look at the
first. Yes. It's Man City, Real Madrid. Like I said earlier, I think if we all watched the last game, the last tie, that's his last season. We all know that Man City were the better team. They had lots of chances that they didn't put away towards the end of that game. they were incredibly unlucky in that game. And I think for most people think if they had Haaland in that tie, most of those chances would have been taken. So for me, Haaland is the icing on the cake for such an incredible Man City team. And we all talk about Haaland, but one thing we don't talk about is the 4 centre backs that Man City uses now, Pep uses. So it's very difficult to score this Man City team. People don't look at that. It's highly difficult because the way they play, we shared it in the group how John Stones out of when they're attacking is in the midfield, and when they're defending is at the back with a 4 centre back, and Gundogan is right in front of them. That's making 5. 5 tall and strong centre backs. How do you score these people? Do you put the ball in the air? How do you get past Ruben Diaz, Ake, Stones and Akonji very good in the air with Rodri in front of them, and then they stop all counter attacks. Grealish and Bernardo Silva work very hard, tremendously hard to track back. So it's difficult to really get better of this Man City team, and I think they would actually go past Real Madrid this time around. I think they will sense that this is their time to revenge, and they'll qualify for the final. For the Inter Milan AC Milan game, it's going to be very difficult to call because first off, 2 of them are playing in San Siro, the same stadium. It's going to be rocking, but I think if I'm going to choose, I think I will just edge towards Milan, who have more European pedigree than Inter Milan. I think the European nights are made for AC Milan. You can look back in time and see how they've been in that, how they fared in that competition. So if at all I'm going to choose any side, I'll edge towards AC Milan, and ultimately an AC Milan side in the final, I think will be dismantled by Man City. So I tip Man City to go ahead and get the trophy that has eluded them, and put to bed that argument that Pep cannot win the Champions League without Lionel Messi. Yes.
All right, Kule. It's going to be tomorrow. I mean, on Sunday. Man U is playing Brighton. Final word. Can we win that game?
I'm sorry, I don't think so.
Robbie.
I see Brighton winning 2-0. Sorry.
But it's for
the best. It's for the best because you know why I said so? Because if United lose that game, I'm sorry. Let's just focus on that top four.
Sorry, I want to come in here. Wait, Kule, why do you always Kule? Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I'm very surprised at you. I'm highly surprised. You're the first person, a first football fan, supporter that always comes to say when the team it's a good thing when your team leaves a competition. I've never heard it before in my life. What's that about? You're always saying they left the Europa League. You said it's a good thing they were out of the Europa League. Now you're also teaching them to go out of the League Cup, the FA Cup as a good thing.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Well, maybe that is because I know that this team, I think, like I said, I don't have high expectations. It's good enough that they've gotten this far. Okay, this is a team that is still in transition, right? They are not there yet. They don't have that consistency. And if they win, all well and good. But I just feel that if they get to win, it is only going to put more pressure on them. You can already see the amount of players that are already out. No Martinez for the rest of the season. And you know how that is going to affect the team, in this running to secure the top 4. So, for me, what I just feel is, okay, I think we have some easy games I won't say easy fixtures, but at least they are not so tough games. So, let's just, focus on that and get that top 4 and know that we're in the Champions League. There's already one trophy. We'll keep building.
Yeah.
When the summer comes, we'll get more players and all. I'm not trying to say that they shouldn't do it. If they do it, all well and good. But I would say these guys have been stretched, right? Because I've not seen what they want to do that would be exceptional, that would be exceptional because to me, they play their best already. So that's why I'm saying, let them just go out. Let them just see out, the remaining Premier League games. Even if it's just 1-0, then we can come back and come and start assessing them for next season. That's how I see it.
All right, this is how far we can go. People, please, if you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, share this video, and also smash the like on the video. On this toast, we're going to quickly rub our minds. The score prediction for tonight's game, Arsenal versus Southampton. Kunle, what do you think? What's your score prediction on this?
I see Arsenal beating Southampton 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it won't be easy. Kule 3-0 is easy now.
3-0 is easy.
Yeah, I get, yeah, but you just have to balance it. You just have to balance. But I think Arsenal will get the job done. I think Southampton are not themselves at all, and I'm sorry to say, I think I see them going down into the Championship. But if they surprise me, all well and good.
All right. Also, let me ask you, Robbie, what do you think about the game, Arsenal versus Southampton?
I like I said, I think it's going to be a hard-fought victory for Arsenal. Arsenal to win 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. All right.
Shaye, what's your score prediction on this? Yeah, Shaye, can you hear me? The score prediction, Arsenal versus Southampton.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Arsenal will win this easily. 4-1 to Arsenal.
4-1. Ika. All
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Moving on to Fulham versus Leeds. Kule, for the punters, what's your score prediction on this? Fulham Leeds.
This one, I think Fulham would win. Leeds have not been themselves at home. Fulham is at home, so I would say Fulham 2-1 victory.
2-1 victory. Let's move on. Robbie, what's your score prediction on this game? Brentford versus Aston Villa.
Aston Villa to win 2-1.
2-1. Also, Crystal Palace, Everton, Prof. What's your score prediction on this?
Yeah, I mean, Roy Hodgson has been doing very well so far.
Very
I think Palace might win down. Palace should win that one 2-1. And for Arsenal, Southampton, so yeah, I am with Kohli on that one. I think Arsenal will beat Southampton 3-0. I don't think Arsenal can afford to concede in this game because then they will start being nervous again that, look, is there a comeback? So I think they will shut the back door very well today and win 3-0.
All right. Leicester City versus Wolves. Shaye, what's your score prediction on this? Leicester versus Wolves.
If you had asked me this question 2 weeks back, I would have said Wolves would win, but I honestly don't know what's team, so I'll just go for a draw, 1-1.
1-1. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. Kunle, what do you think? What's your score prediction on this?
Liverpool are winning the game. I would say Liverpool 4-0. It might be surprising, but yeah, Liverpool will beat them. Yeah.
All right, moving on to Bournemouth West Ham. Bournemouth versus West Ham. Score prediction on this, Robbie.
Bournemouth West Ham. I think because Bournemouth are on the ascendancy now, I think I'll go with Bournemouth. They are peeping this one 2-1 Bournemouth.
All right, 2-1. The last one, Newcastle versus Spurs. Prof, going into this game, I think it's massive. Top 4.
Yeah, it's a top 4 cracker. But look, I think for me, I can't. I'm good to go for Newcastle in this one. I'm actually seeing a draw in that game, but if there to be a winner, I think it's going to be Newcastle.
All right, guys, this is how far we can go. Kunle, thank you so much for joining us on this show. One love, bro.
Pleasure, boss. Thank you.
All right, Robbie, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Avini. Thank
you. All right, Prof. It is what it is.
Yeah, my pleasure, Dudon. Thank you so much.
Oh, Chelsea are not playing this weekend.
No, we're not playing.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
All right, bro. Thanks so much. One love. All right. So yeah, thanks so much. One love, bro.
Yeah, thanks, Dudon. Always a pleasure to talk football.
All right, bye for now. All right, people, on this note, please smash the like on the video. If you are joining us for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. One love, people. One love. I wish you a beautiful weekend. Bye for now.